Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I've always been somewhat of a gadget freak. I hate to go shopping, but if my wife drags me to the mall, the one place I want to go into is like the Sharper Image so I can play with all the different stuff. And Radio Shack as well. So about 10 years ago, you remember the Palm Pilot came out. That was a little personal digital assistant, and I had to have one of those things. And I got me one, and I thought they were really cool. I mean, you could have calendars on it, you could jot notes in it, you could do all kind of things. And I used one for several years, but then I found myself not really using it that much anymore. And then here recently, the iPhone came out, and boy, that's just a gadget person's dream, but I don't want to spend $400 or $500 or whatever they cost to get one. But really, even with all the technology they have today, there's a lot of things about the PDAs they have out today that I don't really like. One of the things I like to do is make notes. And with a PDA, like with the Palm Pilot I had, you had to learn this special graffiti that was very slow and tedious, and I never could quite get it figured out where I could write very fast. And then even on the new iPhone, I believe it pulls up a little keyboard that you have to hit, and I don't want to have to do that. I just want to be able to jot notes. So I started thinking about what would the ultimate PDA be? I mean, maybe technology in the next 5 or 10 years will develop something that I think will be useful. And some of the things that I would want in the ultimate PDA, someday I think the price of these things are going to come down. You remember the 1970s when, maybe some of you don't, but when the pocket calculators first came out, those things were $400 or $500, and now you can get them at a grocery store for $3 or $4. And I think the same thing may happen to PDAs. Hopefully the price will come down. I also want one that's easy to use. I'm tired of technology being difficult. I want something that you don't even need an owner's manual. You can just pick it up and start using it. I also want one that's easily expandable, where you can buy extra memory. The memories, you don't have to special order it anywhere. You can buy memory anywhere you want. And then I want it available at stores all over town. I don't want to have to special order anything. I want to be able to, I'd like to be able to go to my grocery store and get one if I lost my previous one. I want to be able to input my own style of writing into it. I don't want to have to learn spatial graffiti or have to use a special kind of keyboard to do it. And I want to, if somebody gives me their business card, I want to be able to capture that information without having to retype it. And I'm hoping one of the new PDAs some days will be able to do that, where you don't have to retype that in. I want something durable. If you're spending a lot on a PDA and you drop it, I don't want the thing to break. I want it to be durable. And the one thing I hate about these PDAs out right now, they're small enough to fit in your pocket, but the viewing screen is so small, you have to scroll through so many things. So I wish there was some way they could enlarge the viewing area. And then finally, I want one that, you know, we have to worry about our landfills with all the technology going into them. We're tossing out, you know, there's a lot of toxic chemicals that go into making some of these devices. And I want one that uses all recyclable materials. So anyway, that sounds like a pretty tall order, and I thought it might be a number of years before one of those comes out, but I did some looking around, and I actually found a PDA that answers every one of these things that I needed done, and I went ahead and bought me one. And I'm going to show it to you today. My PDA is very inexpensive. It's easy to use. It's made up of a bunch of 3x5 cards, and you just put a clip on it. It's low cost. This one probably sent me back about 15, 20 cents when I amortize all the cards that I bought for it. It's easy to add new memory to this one. I went down to Randall's the other day and I bought some more memory, and all you do is you just clip it to the back, and there we've upgraded it. One of the things that's amazing about this one, and y'all won't believe this, so I thought I'd just have to show you, but you can do printing on it, or you can do cursive. You want to do. So it's very. And then the other thing is business card capture. People give business cards, and I don't want to have to retype that information. Well, with my PDA, somebody gave me a business card the other day, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. So anyway, you could with this new PDA, you can take the business card, you put it right on top there, and you get your estate. I've got all the information captured. And then, those of you, maybe some of you who bought a new iPhone, how many of y'all would be willing to do this with your iPhone? And then finally, as I mentioned before, one of the things that I hate about the PDIs that are out right now is that the screen is not expandable. But my PDA, the screen is very expandable. If I want to look at several cards at one time, I can just make my screen, my viewing area, as big as I want it to be. Just limited by the number of cards. And here's a website, one of the websites, and they got real fancy with theirs. They used custom colored cards on it. But this website was about 50 pages of information about how to set up your hipster. Here's another website. It's called Do It Yourself Planner. And what this guy has done is some people want to keep their calendars and everything on their hipster. And so what he's done is made templates. He's got like 100 different templates where you can print them right on your 3x5 card and get as fancy as you want to be with your hipster PDA. So as you can tell, next time start looking for a PDA, think about what you really want to use it for and what you really want to accomplish. If you're like me, you'll find that the hipster may do everything you need it to do. Madam Toastmaster.